How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring another game in the Ohio. And yes, this match actually was my 30,000th battle in World of Warships Legends standard mode. Um, Definitely a big milestone for how long I have been playing this game, which is basically, I want to say 4 years, 4.5 years. I think spring of 2019 was when I started playing, which was actually before the official release later that I think August. So a good 4.5 years in the making, and a good I want to say third of those matches were in Massachusetts or Massachusetts B, and I do know I've had, I think this is the fourth video of Ohio in a week, but yeah, Ohio is the new Massachusetts. Um, I might need to put together on some of those 10 video Ohio compilations like I did with the Massachusetts way back when I was first starting, because I did have quite a few games in Ohio off stream that were really good in terms of damage and XP. And this game is no exception. I am using Azurlane, New Jersey, kind of like my first Kraken video in the Ohio. I was using New Jersey, although this time I am actually using Arthas the Cold instead of having a double grouping inspiration on New Jersey. So whenever we do pop our fighter plane, we will get 20% additional damage, which is honestly kind of insane. Ohio also reloads faster than 30 seconds, so we can actually get 2 salvos off with every plane. And on top of that, we have 6 fighters to go through. So there's just going to be a whole lot of damage to do whenever you have this build. Honestly, I think this is the best build for Ohio. When it comes to dealing damage, I think it's accurate enough. We don't need any more grouping or Sigma buff from inspirations. And Arthas is really just nasty, especially because the fighter cooldown is also reduced with Arthas's base trait. And, well, you're going to see later in this video, as much as we get to use our fighter, we're pretty much going to be using it off of cooldown and basically using them to deal as much damage as possible, especially with ships that are angled. Now, even though I think this build is probably the best for Ohio in terms of being able to deal damage, I still do find my Optimus Prime secondary build a lot more fun, mainly because I am very aggressive. I mean, look at me, I pushed all the way up to the island at A. I think generally most people, if they're using an accuracy build, would probably not be right up next to the enemy. And if I was using Optimus Prime, I'd probably be doing a lot more damage with secondaries. But in a game like this, I'm not actually quite sure that it would actually be more beneficial to have better secondaries, and I'll touch that a little later. But we have a broadside Colbert charging in, we have our fighter plane ready, and I do want to make sure I kill him, because, well, if we don't kill him and he starts to kite, Ohio still can't overmatch 32, and he would have gotten away just farming with HE. Luckily, we do get 2 sits, and that is a dead Colbert. And now we have the enemy battleship division that actually left their B spawn and was heading over this way, which is the reason I was kind of just chilling by the island. I didn't really want to expose myself and get shot at by too many ships. Our fighter is still up, although I think it ended just before our shells landed, so we didn't get the 20% boost. But either way, the amount of damage we just did to that conch was pretty nasty. But now there are 3 enemy battleships here, a Conch and a GK pushing in, and that Yamato that decided to turn away, but is now in the process of turning back and trying to push in with these 2 enemy battleships. Now, the Conch that we nuked for, I want to say, over half of his HP, popped a super heal, and, well, he's looking very healthy, which is actually a good thing. That is basically a lot more damage that we can farm. Friendly Napoli, though, is taking all of the fire, and I am actually somehow unspotted from this very low part of the island. I wasn't actually expecting that, because the spotting point of ships is generally the top of their foremast, which it looks like the Ohio's is actually taller than the island, but I guess game-wise, the location we're not actually spotted, which is kind of good. Checking my secondary range there because we do not have prime, so I'm not actually sure what the range actually is with just the secondary mod in the first slot, and it's 8.4. They're basically right there, just about to get into range. This conch though, man, we're just shooting his superstructure and we're just slapping him silly. Now, I did take a peek to my left at the ships that were at B. Because I am fairly broadside to them, I kind of don't want to get dev struck here, because I am just trying to hold this position. Friendly Napoli ends up smoking up and he's basically going to start turning out to kite. And, well, their GK finally starts to push after we were focusing his div mate and basically got him down to 2 bars. I do have my secondaries focusing him, and I feel like if I had Optimus Prime, this conch might actually die. Because secondaries would be getting fires and secondary penetration damage, which in the grand scheme of things I don't think would have been the best, especially because we're at 180,000 and there's still 3 relatively healthy battleships around. That Yamato, he did finally turn around and he is sailing broadside, so I'm just gonna have my secondaries now shoot the GK, and hopefully conch is able to pop another super heal. And I mean, I'm still trying to go for that 300k here because we still haven't reached it, and I'm just trying to maximize the amount of damage that I can possibly do. Yamato broadside, good looking dispersion onto the front guns, and we get 1 citadel that does 26,000 damage. Now that's from Azure Lane's unique skill, Don't You Just Love It, increasing the damage by 15%. We also have stacks of our legendary plotting room and also gyrating drill bits that does another 10%. So AL New Jersey, if you are broadside getting citadeled by an American battleship that's using her as a commander, it's just absolutely nasty. GK there just gets annihilated because we do pop our plane, and we're at 276,000 damage. Conch, he is fairly low. We did try to finish him off to try and get a double strike, but he actually pops a super heal, which is perfect because now there is a little more damage to do and it will be enough to get us over 300k. Well, actually we do get to 300k by just shooting this Yamato. There it is, 301,000, and well, that's a dead Yamato. Guns are about to reload. We have 4 kills. Conch has about 10-15k of his HP left. There is a Yamato behind me who finally decided to chime in on these guys, and unfortunately he does chunk Conch just enough that 1 shell from our Napoli actually kills the Conch, and well, there goes the Kraken. We do have 308,000 though, and yeah, finally broke 300k in this thing. Now I can just play Ohio with Prime and not really care. I do think if I did it with Prime though, it probably would have been a little more impressive than using New Jersey, I won't lie. Especially with the planes that just add so much more damage through a gimmick is, I want to say, not as impressive as being able to push in brawl secondaries and the like. But also, I mean, we had a lot of battleships that sailed broadside, and generally doing this much damage, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Luck and enemies just being broadside, letting you deal damage. Now, we do still have a chance for Kraken here. This GK, he is turning flat broadside, but turning flat broadside to the entire enemy team. Yeah, he does end up dying, and now it's just a destroyer that's basically charging face first into our Alaska. So we can't lob, and that's basically the end of this match. 312k. Pretty good. I am happy I finally reached the 300k. Now, I was mentioning before, having a secondary build with Optimus Prime might not have actually been the best thing in this situation, especially trying to reach 300k. Mainly because if my secondaries were actually, you know, as effective as it could be with Prime, Haruna, and Hipper as inspirations, the Conch and the GK, maybe they die a little faster. The Conch that I basically chunked to like a sliver of HP just before he popped his super heal, maybe he goes down. And when we look at our XP, 4k XP, you get all 100% damage whenever you're dealing, or XP, whenever you're dealing damage with your main guns. So if our secondaries were dealing a lot more of the damage against the battleships that we were basically shooting at, I don't think we actually reached 4K, which is a bit unfortunate. All the damage that we did was with our main guns, pretty much with New Jersey. But if we were using Prime, a lot of secondary damage would be in there, and realistically our XP would definitely not be as high. But we did 300,000 and a 4K game. Yeah, I think we're good. We don't need to really do much more in Ohio. We can just have fun with it at this point. Yeah, just going to the stats, that was our highest battle achievements, and I am gonna go over to my service record just as proof that it was actually my 30,000th battle. Head over to the standard tab, and there you see in the top right 30,000 battles. And yeah, it's a pretty good 30,000th match, a very memorable one, because, well, we got our 300k in Ohio as well as a 4k match. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and share it with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But till next time, aloha.